Today, we're going to take a look at 4 different vertical stands for your brand new MacBook Pro with M1 Pro or M1 Max, or, any other MacBook or laptop in general. I bought all 4 of these on Amazon because they have different designs and different ways to adjust. So let's take a look at all of these and see which one I think is the best vertical laptop stand for your brand new MacBook Pro. Hey, I'm Jerry, and the brand new MacBook Pros with the M1 Pro and M1 Max chips are crazy good laptops. And I know that you know that, and I know that you know that I know that you know that. So we're not really going to be talking about these laptops today, but because they are so powerful, it does make sense for a lot of people that they would want these as their primary or only computer. So when you're at your home office or your office, docking them to a display is a fantastic way to get work done. A vertical laptop will give your laptop a place to sit out of the way if you want, making for a tidier desk setup. Now, before I talk about these 4 stands, I want to mention the one that I did not include, and that is the 12 South Book Arc. The Book Arc is a pretty popular vertical stand for MacBooks, but it relies on different inserts for a specific laptop. As of this recording, 12 South has not released inserts for the new MacBook Pros, so for that reason, it's not included in this video. The first stand that I picked up was from a company called GodSpin. It's a crazy name, I guess. It's $26, it's a matte black, and this is an aluminum finish stand, and it feels pretty solid. On the bottom, you have a nice thick rubber pad so that you can set it on your desk. It's not going to slide around. It's not going to go anywhere, but it definitely has a little bit of weight to it. So it feels pretty good, pretty solid. Now, all of these stands do adjust and they do come in different colors. I ended up going with black for a majority of them because I thought they would stand out as a good contrast against the bright silver laptop. Now, unfortunately, you do need a wrench to adjust this stand. So on the bottom, you have some Allen head screws and it does come with an Allen wrench. So we can go ahead and loosen those up from here. And so what you're going to have to do is loosen these, put the laptop in here, adjust it to just the right size, and then go ahead and tighten these screws up on the bottom. So we'll just go ahead and place the MacBook Pro in there, kind of squeeze it tight, I guess. And it's a little awkward to actually do this, but we're not going to hold it too tight because we want to be able to take the MacBook in and out of here. So we want it just tight enough that it's going to stay and hold the MacBook upright without being too loose or falling over or anything like that. There we go. All right, so all 4 of these screws are now tightened up, and what we have here is a nice vertical stand for the MacBook. And actually, that looks really good. So I made it just a little too tight, and the MacBook kind of grabs onto the sides because there are some rubber grips on the inside of this GodSpin vertical stand. So there's rubber on the sides, and there's a pad of rubber on the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see that in this angle or not. But what that means, of course, is that when you set the MacBook Pro in the stand, you should be protected from scratches and scuffs and things like that. And as you can see, that looks pretty good with the new MacBook Pro. And of course, because we do have ports on both sides of the MacBook Pro, you can place this on either side of a large desktop display. So you can plug it into a display, you can plug it into power, or you can plug it into something like a Thunderbolt dock. Now, because the inside of this stand is closed, you may want to place your laptop upside down in the stand so that you can draw in air from the sides and let it exhaust out the top. The downside to that is the Apple logo is upside down, but you still have ports on either side, so again, it doesn't really matter which side you have this on your display. Next up is a vertical dock from Satechi, which as a company I like a lot. I've bought a number of their accessories for iMacs and Apple Watches and Apple phones and other things. This vertical dock from Satechi is quite a bit different from the GodSpin. It has a vertical wraparound on the bottom as a riser for the laptop, and as you can see, there's no screws on the bottom for adjustments. So to adjust it, we actually have this thumb screw right here. And compared to the Allen wrench idea, it seems like a better idea. So let's try this out. So we should be able to just unscrew this with our thumbs, adjust it to the right size, and place the MacBook in, and then tighten it up as needed. So that should be a bit easier to adjust compared to the GodSpin we just tried out. So is that wide enough? Yeah, there we go. So we'll go ahead and actually turn this and see, that way you can see it. So we'll just go ahead and place the laptop in there like so, and start turning the thumb screw until the laptop is nice and stable. And there we go. So that's pretty good. So it's easy to get the laptop in and out. Well, it was easy. Let's see. Looks like it's a little tight to get the laptop in, so we can obviously unscrew that just a little bit. And the laptop sits in there like so. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Now, one thing I was wondering is that since the middle was open, would I be able to use this laptop with Apple side up and the vents facing down? And it looks like when I place the laptop inside of this stand, the vent is actually covered just partially on the left side. So let me see if we can see this. But the vent is right here. And when it's sitting on the stand, the vent is actually pushing right into the rubber. So you might be able to get some exhaust from the right and left sides of the stand when the MacBook is sitting on it perfectly in the center. But in the center, the airflow is still going to get obstructed from this Satechi stand. So I would suggest that you use the laptop upside down, Apple logo facing down with this Satechi stand. So with the logo facing upside down, we get that in here and it feels pretty good. It doesn't feel quite as solid as the GodSpin did, but I like that it is adjustable so that if you do have different laptops and you want to place them in here, you should be able to easily adjust for a different laptop without having to find an Allen wrench and completely undo the setting for another laptop. Or this is something that could be used in a hotel desk or communal desk where somebody comes in and they might have a different laptop. They can easily adjust it as needed to dock their laptop, plug in a display, and get right to work. Next up is a vertical stand from HumanCentric, and this one is quite a bit different from the previous two stands, as you'll see in just a moment. There is no specific way to adjust this stand to fit a thicker or thinner laptop. It actually uses the weight of the laptop to do the work for you. This stand is made out of a nice thick black plastic with some rubber guards, and then on the bottom you have some rubber rails so that it won't slide around on the desk. This is a very light stand. There's not a lot of heft or bulk to it, but it doesn't feel cheap or like it's gonna break or anything. So let's go ahead and try that out. So we'll place the MacBook right in there, and there you go. So you can see the sides here actually clamp onto the MacBook when you press it down. So when you press the MacBook into it, the weight pushes the side pieces into the MacBook to hold it in place. That's actually pretty cool. It just kind of clamps on there using the weight of the MacBook itself. And that just pops on and off. That is really neat. There is no concerns about making it too tight and not being able to get it off because it's just the weight of the MacBook holding it on. Now, this laptop stand does wobble a little bit. It's not quite as secure as the other stands, but if you're in an office environment, you're not worried about other people running around hitting the thing, you should be okay. Like, it's not going to go anywhere unless you put a lot of force onto it. It takes a bit of force to try and knock it over. It's actually pretty cool. I like that one a lot. So as you can see, the bottom is completely open, so you can actually place the laptop in there Apple side up and get full exhaust output. And this does sit above the desk quite a bit, so you should have no concerns about exhaust getting out of there or causing any heat buildup inside the machine. Next up is another HumanCentric laptop stand. This one is using black oak on the sides. This one, of course, is a very different design from the other stands. We have real oak on the outside. We have a nice rubber bottom, so it's not going to go anywhere. And on the inside, we have some felt and rubber as well to protect your laptop. Now, just like the GodSpin, this one actually requires an Allen wrench to adjust. So let's go ahead and loosen these guys up and try it out. All right, so we're going to place the laptop in there. Pray we don't drop it. And tighten up those screws. And there we go. That is the black oak HumanCentric vertical stand. And that one looks really sharp as well. I really do like that one. Stability wise, it feels pretty good. It's not quite as stable as the GodSpin stand, but I don't think that it's going to go anywhere. There is felt inside, which gives it a little bit of give so you can get a little bit of wobble, but it also makes it easier to get in and out of the stand as well, which is pretty nice. You will notice on the bottom of the stand, we also have that thick black rubber, which means that you probably shouldn't put the fan side down in this stand either. So you're gonna wanna place your laptop in this stand with the Apple logo facing down. I do like how the laptop goes in and out of this HumanCentric stand very easily. I think it's because that felt has a little bit of give in it. It's unfortunate that the Apple logo has to stay facing down, but like with the other three stands that have the same issue, that may actually be better for airflow, air going in the sides and then shooting out straight through the top. However, with the Apple logo upside down, you do get the MacBook logo right side up. So if you want to stare at the back of the computer, you get that at least. All right, so we have 4 very different stands, 4 different design aesthetics, 4 different ways to adjust. We have the GodSpin for $26. We have the Satechi for $45. We have the black plastic HumanCentric for $35, and we have the black oak HumanCentric for $40. Now, when it comes to stability, I think that the GodSpin has the lead on that. This stand just feels like it's the most stable, the most sturdy. It holds the MacBook so it doesn't wobble basically at all. And of course, you can tighten and loosen that to your personal preference to make sure you can get the MacBook in and out. But it doesn't sit high, it sits nice and low, so it feels nice and sturdy. And I think that this one feels the most stable out of these 4. Design-wise, I like the wood look of the HumanCentric black oak vertical stand. I like the contrast between the wood and the aluminum on the MacBook, and I think that looks really sharp. The laptop goes in and out of it really nicely, so there's no concerns there. Unfortunately, like some of the others, you have to have the MacBook logo upside down, but oh well. The Satechi is nice because you can actually just adjust it with a thumb screw and go back and forth to different laptops if that's something you need, but it does feel a little bit bulky if you're trying to clean up your desk and make it more of a minimalist setup. The design of the HumanCentric black plastic is interesting as well. I love that you don't have to do anything to adjust it, that you can take a laptop of any size and just kind of plunk it in there and it's gonna hold it. It's not the most sturdy stand, but it does allow you to keep the Apple logo right side up, and you really, honestly, for most situations, shouldn't have any issues with stability or the thing tipping over. But that's it for these 4 stands. I'm curious what you guys think. Are you guys looking for something that's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, like this black oak from HumanCentric? Or do you want something that's just rock solid and you don't care how it looks? Even though, turn this around, you don't see the logo, this still looks pretty good. Let me know below which one you guys think you're more interested in. Hit the thumbs up button if this was helpful at all. And if you're interested in more videos on the brand new MacBooks and iPhones and iPads and iPods, there's no iPods, whatever. If you're interested in Apple stuff or technology and computers, definitely hit subscribe and I'll see you next time.